Hello YouTube, today I'm just going to show you how to hack or get into the factory settings of these pocket scales. I picked them up on eBay for not an awful lot, but I figured that even though it says capacity 500 grams and a precision of 0.01 grams, that they probably don't have lots of different versions of the firmware. It's probably one firmware which they just adjust and charge you more for larger weight capacities. And it turns out I was right. So I've just made a file, I'll put this on the description, for all of the different settings that you can adjust. Firstly, there's the calibration mode. I'm not going to do that, it's very simple. You turn it on by pressing on. And then you hold on so it says 0. Then you have to put that weight on, so put 200 grams on. And then once you put the weight that you set up and down by these two in, I think it's 10 gram increments, and then just leave it until it calibrates. It shouldn't be about 5 seconds, I think. And then comes to the setup mode. So for that, I'll turn it off first. Turn it on with the on button, and then immediately once this display lights up everything, hold down mode. This will come up. This is like a raw input data from the scales. It adjusts, and obviously it uses that number and then uses multipliers to convert it into the various grams and other settings. So you then press on, you get F1, and obviously I said I'll show you this file in the description. So F1 is the setting for how long it will go before it's automatically switch off. So as you can see there, you just use the Terran mode to adjust up and down for whichever option you want. The second mode is the maximum weight it will take before it says full. It's 500 grams in this case, but I would imagine on the scales that only go up to 300 or 100, maybe 200, you can adjust up to 500. But if you put it on 10, you'd be able to measure up to 10 grams and it would just say full, which obviously you don't really want. So then we've got function 3. That's a little bit difficult to understand really, but it essentially is a multiplier. So if you have it on 0, it would give you that maximum weight as I showed here, and if you have it on 1, then it would multiply it by 2. So the 500 grams you'd be able to measure up to a kilo, and times 5 on the 500 grams you'd be able to measure up to 2.5 kilos. And it also, as I've shown there, the increments of 0.5 grams, which is good. You can adjust, so then obviously you'd have to recalibrate it because the numbers will all have changed, but you could measure up to a much larger value but with less precision. But if you wanted that, so I think the maximum you can get on this is about 5 kilos, so versus the 100 grams you can get on some of them, it's actually very good. Then you have the F4, which is the number of decimal places. That's fairly obvious. So it's either 1, 2 or 3. Obviously you want it as high as possible, I imagine, but if you wanted to set that lower. And finally we have function 5, which is a bit weird. It just limits it to either, I think it's carats or grams, or if you put it to 1, it's all the functions, so all the different weight measurements, grams, carat, can't even remember the others, but there are about 5 or 6 on there. And once you've finished on the fifth one, fifth function, press on again, it'll say 0, then the maximum weight, but that's not with the multiplier. Back to the raw input screen, you press on again, it says error 2, I don't know why, but that saves the value and turns off. And then you've got your amount. So this is supposed to be a 0.01 gram capacity precision, and 500 gram capacity, but with those settings I can measure to 3 decimal places. And I know it's only in increments of 5, but that's still more precise than what it was there before, so that's very useful. And also, if you overgo, I think it's 100 grams, yeah, see it goes down to 2, which is good because it makes it fit on the display. So thanks for watching, and I hope you can set up your scales just as you want them, rather than paying a lot of money for different settings. Thanks for watching.